Hey guys, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you get anything from my work, a connected dot, an epiphany, a mind-blown moment, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom. And besides pyramids, during the Time Is Now podcast, ornaments. It doesn't show, but it's like hot pink. Excuse me. So I got white ones, blue, green, purple. I was stringing these up while the show was going on because I need a multitask, but I also got these, which I'm going to put, if you want a custom order, I could put a name here, Merry Christmas, 2023. I got all different shapes and sizes. One side is the glitter is weird. It landed on one side and not the other. But gingerbread men. So I got all these cool various ornaments. I have a whole mold worth. I had to put them in a square mold because I'm still working. I ran out of this material. And I don't like the other strings I have. So if you're interested, I'm going to I have to find like something to put them on to take pictures to make them look nice before I throw them up on the website. But if you're interested, please email me. The stars are running and with $20 with shipping in the United States and 15 for the smaller ones, and they'll vary in price depending. I work with people. So on to readings. After I clear all this out, I have Santa hats, but they didn't come with the thingy. We're going to finish this today. I did a short Awaspe read because there's more on that, but that was a heavy loaded half hour and I want to get videos in. So I kept it short. And this one's going to be a little on the short side too, because it's the last chapter of this book. Sad. But and for anybody who did watch tonight's The Time Is Now podcast, Corey, I made Corey a pyramid and I intuitively picked the gems that I had no idea she had an affinitude to turquoise and amethyst, and she was crying. Like she left me a voice message in tears. And then I guess I can say it now. I projected my light body and I told her what she needed. And indeed, she needed that and not some major surgery. Not that any surgery is not major, but she validated me. My camera's tweaking out again. I'm sorry, guys. So again, tangible brought evidence to the world that I am not nuts and I know what I'm talking about. And it's just being shown more and more and more through other people that I thus am connected because I know that I am self. Okay, chapter 10, False Chariot. False Swing low, sweet false chariot. You must understand that the substance you call your body is very much like the body of an automobile. The chassis on which the substance forms is the eternal part of you. You can lose a limb or smash the body, and the chassis of your reality continues on. In physical level requirements, your material body is of an animal structure, following the form of eternal man and the essence of your real self. Excuse me. The material structure is given life by the fact that the forms of crystals within the bloodstream are the powerhouse of your every motion. And yes, many of us are going to become crystalline, possibly in form. I know that everybody signed up for a different paradigm, so whatever it is within yourself, you got to do the work. These microscopic crystals in the blood diffuse, refract, and reflect the positive negative light passing through you continuously. These crystals often become neutral. That's what I'm trying to become. They lose their power like a magnet. Each of these crystals is polarized and carries polarity in opposition. This brings about the flow of your blood through light energy. Many times, as these crystals neutralize, they will settle in the feet. No, knockout, guys. This is the reason for the ancient teachings concerning the position of standing on the head to circulate these crystals that have become neutral. The heart is caused to function by the circulation of the blood instead of vice versa. The heart serves only as a valve to keep the circulation going in one direction. The structure of arteries is such that the cellular and atomic composition brings about a positive force upon the crystals in the bloodstream. The veins are such that negative force of light energy functions through them. Being of animal structure, man is the physical body, requires crystals of an animal nature. Various refractory crystals found in animal foods are not reproduced by vegetation. The history of the mechanics of motion throughout the universe is locked in crystals. The records of all that is, all that was, and all that shall be are concealed in the frequencies of various elements known and unknown in their crystal perfection. Life is only given motion through various particles of matter in many forms, as the Bible tells you, quote, the blood is the life, end quote. It transmits and circulates light energy into substance form of animal nature, which conforms to the pattern of man's real form. The flesh fills the real body, although the real body extends beyond the skin boundaries of the physical. As you are born in this form, called the physical body, your instant beginning in this level was brought here in the seed or the control master cell through the infinite G line of light force. This control master cell was the beginning of your physical body. Under the functions of the control master cell, there are many other master cells. These master cells compose each one a center, the beginning of your vital organs and glands. The brain is a gland. The control master cell is the essence of form. It is subject to absorption of characteristics from both the male and female parents. The consciousness of being is the center of the control master cell, maintaining the records of all previous lives and experiences in other cells. Pause. I kind of agree with this, but there's always a but with me when it comes to this stuff. Your parents, fun. The moment this happens, the sperm hitting the egg, is when you densify your soul, your light body, your infinitude, and seeds its God spark encoding, the light codes, the fire codes, whatever you want to call it. It's sparked in there. Yes, it's from your parents making you, but your soul chose your parents, chose the moment of conception for your springing forth and being seated. So within that crystal, the master cell he is talking about, that's where you're encoding your fire letters, your God spark encoding. Now, there are people that are not Christed, that don't have the Christos. They have other encoding that they come in with. Again, I'm going to expressively continue to say this until people get it through their noggins. Everything is of source, the energy of all, polarity, duality, good, evil, everything. Like I said, this little key ring, it's of source because it's a manifestation of the creative thinking that sprung forth in a material form. Guys, quantum physics explains spirituality. You're entangled to this physical form. You have invisible cords connecting you to your higher self, connecting you to source. They're the first player. They're the one with the joystick. They're playing you. Source is working through you. Other entities, higher density entities, are working through you. When are we going to start absorbing the fact that the people we divide ourselves from are also us? We're fractalized. We're all one. What does that conceptually mean? We're all one. Hi. I'm just playing a role that you're not. I'm expressing myself the way you're not. And you're doing you, I do me, but it's still one and the same thing. We're source. Source is playing and having an experience to each and every one of us. If each of us have a contract, an agreement, a role to play in this world, we all are of source playing itself in this reality. Whether it is a simulation, holographic, ontological, mathematical matrix doesn't necessarily matter at this point in time. You seeded your light, your luminescence, the moment of conception, and you use that master cell to encode your God spark or whatever code that you came in with. Again, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's all a source. The people that are on the negative polarized position at this moment in time, they asked for that experience, but we all played those roles. So who are we to judge? And it continues. Therefore, I string up ornaments and I'm reclaiming these holidays for the betterment of humanity and not for the detriment. What you put your will into is what will manifest. So if you keep negating everything that's good or things that will help others, yeah, is Thanksgiving like the worst holiday ever because of what really took place in history? Absolutely sure. But at the same time, as a society, we chose to impart good humanity and humbleness, minus the Black Friday nonsense. We've put in good values to ensure that our kids, when they get older, they mimic and they continue the traditions. Who doesn't want to go sit and have a really good meal and be with family or friends? It's an excuse. It's a day where people get together. They have a nice cooked meal, at least here in America. But you can say that for any holiday. We need to put the idea that it's of source, even the negative stuff is of source, but it's how you use it and go about it that makes it positive or negative. I'm reclaiming the holidays that everybody tried to ruin because, oh my God, it's of Satan. Yeah, Christmas is pagan. It's completely effing pagan. And I love the pagan traditions. I think they're beautiful, minus the human sacrifice stuff. But again, I don't have to partake in those things. I like creating. I like the idea that people put, even if it's a small tiny tree, even if you make your own ornaments, it's the fact of creating and doing and making something anew that matters. Not that I can't celebrate this anymore because Satan is the god of this realm. Satan came from God. It's God's manifestation. We all are. We wrote this. We all wrote this reality. Congratulations. We wrote the codes together. We built the material form of this world. Congratulations. You did it before you entered into density. You did it in your light body. Why many people are having more vivid dreams and are seeing themselves as the bright white light, as the grid workers, as the angels, as whatever you are in your vivid dreams. You're coming down and you're building and you're creating and you're remembering what you did. Congratulations. More of you are waking up. It's beautiful. Makes me happy. Let's reclaim the holidays back. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. The flesh fills the real body, although the real body extends beyond the skin boundaries of the physical. You're an infinite beam of light. As you are born in this form called the physical body, your instant beginning in this level was brought here in the seed, the control master cell. I'm just rereading some of what I just read, just so that what I said applies. The control master cell is the essence of form. It is the subject to absorption of characteristics for both parents. As these cells grow, bringing form from a seed, the form controlled by the absorption of control master cell, each child is endowed with good and bad traits of both parents, both polarities, positive and negative, good and evil. The seed which came over the infinite line of force contained none of the parents' characteristics. God spark. As this control master cell gives instructions, each master cell comes to attention in the proper position in the body, like a well-regimented army, all officers. Each of these officer master cells gathers circuits from the atomic substances in the A and B lines of force and develops each their own individual portion of the physical body. This continues until so-called death on this level. Roughly every 7 years, these master cells' intelligences, centering the organs and glands, are relieved by other officers. Roughly every 28 years, the control master cell is relieved by another, better qualified in more mature lines. The secret of long life is the ability through consciousness to control the change of the control master cells. I can also say on a spiritual level and of other contracts that people have, what we would consider a lock-in, I know I had one. I had my 6.5 density self walk in. So I didn't get swapped with another entity. I got swapped with myself because my third density soul, what was here in the crystallized form in my body, wasn't having it no more. Couldn't handle what was coming. So my higher self took the 6th density form of my soul and brought it into my body. And I remember feeling different when I woke up. I wasn't reacting the same. I mean, I'm still me, but I was a lot more matured like overnight in my reactions to very hard stress. And many other people feel the same way. They see the personality mature. They see the way of thinking out of nowhere just change. Not because you didn't do the work. And yes, you have to do the work. It's harder if you don't do the work to recognize these changes. When you do the work, it's easier to recognize because you're consciously aware of it. But yes, sorry guys, I'm channeling and something just tried jumping in me. Fun. Nothing bad, by the way, but I'm reading. Some people have assumed that the mind of individuals is in the head, because through progressive conditioning, they have been led to believe that the brain is the control of the mind. It's not. The mind is infinite and universal. The mind is not confined within the body. He got that right. In observing with the third eye, or the consciousness of your positive polarity vision, do not assume that the ability of this particular awareness is located anywhere within the physical body, because those whose concept of this vision is from the pineal area will naturally seem to focus in that area. Actually, your consciousness or individual being, I'm just going to show you guys like the messed upness of the print here because someone reprinted this book, so I'm sorry. Is an over something your body, and in any particular experience is concentrated on the point of great sensation. If you smash a toe and the toe hurts, that is the something point at which your greatest concentration of consciousness is recorded. Okay, so I kind of understand what they're trying to say. So if anybody watches Sam the Illusionist, the being, I don't know who he was channeling. This is a while ago because I don't listen to him anymore. He's infiltrated, in my opinion. Still a source, but not for my ears. I'm gonna fucking shred this fucking Zoom shit. Telling you what. So in his meditation, the entities were telling him to fixate on pushing your tongue against the roof of your mouth and only focus on that. And then only focus on pinching the fingers. I don't know if that was a part of it, but I know the tongue thing was. And when you smash something, your attention directly goes to that one spot. If you direct your attention to that one spot, you'll start being able to see things. Possibly. And again, for those who are like, oh my God, we're calcified. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm super calcified and I still have abilities. So please someone explain that to me. I bet she can't. I'm not limited to this vehicle. I refuse to be limited to this vehicle. My soul, amongst all of you, are infinite. It goes on and on and on. And I have many different fractals of things that make me up, just like all of you have different fractals that make you up. The two things that make you up is your soul fractal, your higher self, and God. All the other things that come through to you, your ascended masters, your angels, your guides, your archangels, your whatever you want to call the other things that inhabit you, are having experiences through you. It's a facet of a fractal. So it's just one little itty bitty thing. That's why when people ask like the starseed question to me, I was everything before this. So I was all the races. I was playing both polarities. I chose the light most of my lives. And I'm multidimensional. So I have other dimensional beings that are with a soul fractal from myself playing different experiences across different dimensions and densities. And a lot of you as well does too. We're multidimensional. I'm aware of 2 other vehicles that are running around this paradigm dimensionally right now. Many of you probably as well. Just have to remember. The consciousness of your individual being moves, words are cut off with your emotions. It flares with various ones, these emotions, and recedes with others. Mind being universal is all through you, and you are in it. Your consciousness is the doorway to the universal mind. The scope of your consciousness can be increased with practice because you observe ahead of you with your negative polarity, physical vision. You assume to look ahead of you with your inner vision. This is limiting your scope. A particular time to practice the expansion, I cut off words, your conscious awareness is when you retire at night. When you close your eyes, do not attempt to concentrate a light or a positive vision at the center of your forehead. Attempt to penetrate into the blackness, into the depths with your projective inner vision. Look into the darkness, focus deeply and further away, because in the darkness is where you find your light. And guys, that's going to look different for everybody. For most people with abilities, it's in suicidal ideations and jumping off the cliff into the abyss. Is really where you find your true soul, sense of light, where you understand it. When you're on the brink of physical death, is where most people find that light. Other people not so much. That's up to you, though, to do the investigation. That's just one perspective I'm giving. Okay, you see how further back I have to push the chair in order to get the camera to go bye-bye? If you are outside observing the stars, try to look beyond the stars and the spaces between them. Attempt to see another star where none can be seen with your limited vision, physical vision. This practice with the physical vision will also expand the inner vision. With constant and regular practice, you should be able, within a 6 months period of time, to throw the limits of your forward vision out. You should expand your inner vision to cover 360 degrees and see as well behind as ahead, or to either side. The limits of your forward physical vision are not applicable to the inner vision. The nightly practice will reveal to you that many things are within the scope of your inner vision, and your mind concept enlarges. Your consciousness penetrates with your attempt to extend your inner vision, and you grasp more of what mind is. What is life? What is light? Who is God? Where is heaven? These are many other questions are asked by numerous people daily. Wherever there is life, there is light. And wherever there is light, there is God. Orthodoxy preaches that God is of male gender, saying he or him. This implication gives to the creator sex. The single one is an id, composed of uncountable entities. The creator is a power of infinite, boundless eternity. Wherever life manifests motion, there is soul in polarity opposition. Wherever life manifests motion and consciousness, there is spirit intelligence present as a part of the creative mind. Dimensional aspects of individuals in densities leads to spiral inclinations of finer levels of life. You are all sitting in God, breathing God in, and he is manifesting life in physical form through his right hand of positive polarity and his left hand of negative polarity. I already read this, but totally forgot about that. This is what I've been fucking saying. I've been saying this. It's both. So stop hating people and dividing yourselves. Oh my God, this person is an eater of children. Oh my God, this. Da, 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 da. Cool, we get it. Move on. But those kids signed up for those experiences. We were once those kids. We had those things. Well, they're called mission spirits. They're there for a mission. They know what's coming. If they don't, the veil is dropped heavily. They reincarnate. We don't die. So, yes, human suffering sucks. Watching it sucks. Seeing it sucks. But we have to understand it's of God, not Satan. In between the uncountable billions of lines of light energy passing through you, there scientifically is God insulating the oppositely polarized light energies from each other. Centering your consciousness individually, there is the staff of light and life eternal. Though God is still, the opposite light energies are in motion. When you move any muscle, light energy is moved power. Light energy functions through the spirit. The single one is universal spirit, unseen, potent, supreme intelligence, composed of innumerable individual minds. Where did Tesla get his information from? Just saying. When you record through any sense of smell, touch, taste, sight, hearing, thought, or being, it is the spirit of you that records the action. The substance of flesh is inert to sensing. The conscious mind of God is yours to use like a universal library, but each must enter through his individual door to read the records. Mundane philosophies, scientific theories, or religious beliefs do not serve as keys to enter God's house. You must individually open your own door. When you do, you will discover first that you were inside all the time, but were not aware of it. Few people who attend church understand the beginning of the church. The church buildings today are patterned after an ancient worship. Men and women originally assumed that they had to reach a state of being part of God in the physical body when the woman gave birth to a child. The men and the women considered they had performed a creative act. This is the primary urge of all creation, to recreate. The understanding of people was that two things entered into the action of recreation. The male and female were essential to birth. In the time of the ancients, religious worship was conducted in the open. The ancient rites were conducted where a large rock pointed heavenward, symbolizing the projective male, and where another rock represented a cleavage, representing the female. These phallic rites were conducted in reverence, although modern history would lead us to believe that they were sex orgies. The rites were worshipped in the most sincere form. The church buildings today still present the spire to heaven as a symbol of the projective male. The double open doors still represent the cleavage, the receptive opening of the female. Modern society does not understand sex, its relation to religion. They cannot be separated. The act of bringing a child to birth is not the part of the parent's choice. It is the choice of the child that brings it to birth through the parents. Yes! Again, you choose your parents. You already chose it before you came into incarnation. Like I keep saying, guys. Okay, I'm adopted. That is another added layer of hardness even go in my brain when I figured myself out. I had to wait for the perfect situation to be birthed by two people that I needed their situational bloodline, their DNA. Then to be adopted and raised by two parents who were going to purchase the land and home that will be built on a stargate. I had to wait for my incarnation. I already knew it. I planned it out. They planned it out. We all planned it out together. And here we are. I'm not any different or unique than anybody else. I just happen to remember. And it was through other people and books and things that my ding, 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 I started getting my connected dots. This book is stating a lot of what I already have been saying. It's just reinforcing it in a different way, but still true. It is the choice of the child that brings it to birth through the parents. Although many would try to prevent having children, those who are qualified will have children in spite of themselves. Throughout history, sex has been mentioned more than any other subject. The Bible is full of it. Everyone wants to be in on the act because it is the natural, conductive method of recreation. Naturally, when any predominant thought is brought forth, there's always opposition. Those who oppose the recreative act choose to isolate themselves and become ascetics. This is their choice because primarily they do not feel responsible for bringing new life from the old. Many of these so-called masters that have isolated themselves from society are fakes. They're escapists. They're looking for a way out of the responsibilities of life. They have no reverence toward anything, although they would present a front to make others believe that they are sacred people. Throughout the universe, birth is a privilege of parents. It is the proof manifest that they are qualified to recreate with the Creator. Recreation is the eternal progression of creation. Science is the art of measuring the ever-changing progression. The science is converted to the destruction of today will only result in a disaster that will be a lesson for the future. Channeling. O mortals, cast in density of form, I center the light to guide your way. My light is not seen by those who observe only the density of figure. Neither can I violate the laws I have made in the wisdom of my eternal ways. I cannot but say at rest with you, hoping that the best will reach for me, that I may bring your perception into the light. Man closes doors, man hides himself. He binds himself to possessions of dust, not realizing all is lost to him and lost to me. For only by the progression of thee do I progress. My parts are scattered throughout my boundless being. I move in many ways to fashion my completeness. Each part shall find the resurrection in me, though the time is recorded in the records lost in space. My eternity is only complete in the patience of myself in thee. And so I wait within with the knowing that my beginnings never end. And so I wait within. O man, in the ever-changing pattern of my thoughts, I bring my creatures into being. In seeing motion all about, never doubt that I am there. For I am motion, change, and time, so that my rhythm of repetition may cycle all my parts. Your eyes reach out to see the stars, not realizing each has stars within. Though sin may barricade your way to me, change will be your sword to rend the veil, and I shall hail you in your victory over self. We put the veil in for ourselves. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a purpose here. If we knew it all, we would not be happy. We would not learn. We would just sit and watch the world burn. Though my time is not to me, time to you is meant to be a gauge to register progression in my ways. Motion is the me in thee, O man, to manifest a change, so that in time you may escape the rhythm of rebirth repetitions and be timeless, the peaceful thought of me eternally. And that, my friends, is the end of this book. So therein again is a different perspective saying very much similar things that I've been saying. And I'm just refining what I'm saying. Because I too was seeing density. I too was seeing polarity and duality. And then listening to other people, it all started like flooding in, all the downloads I've been getting and all the epiphanies that I get. It's been like, hi, it's all source experiencing itself. So how can you hate your other selves? Why I don't go in the chats much when everybody's hating and bashing. Those people are evil. Blue button. Smash them. Still source. The Dracos, the Anunnaki, yeah, still source. High density. That doesn't take away from what they did. They have a choice. This is a free will experiment. They have choices. Would you be happy to find out if you're a reptilian or you were an Anunnaki? Would that make you happy? You can't change anything about that. If many of you are probably of those seed lines in the avatar that you inhabit. It doesn't make you a bad person. If you free will is choosing to be of the righteousness and of the God spark that you're trying to gain back, you have no concept of that. You really don't know until you do the work, doing it in yourself to know what you are, but there's no fear. You should not fear being something that everybody degrades. You're just proving them all wrong. It's never to take away from what anybody has done to humanity. It's not. We've been in the negative polarized pole for way too long. And the light keeps slumbering away, dividing itself, not realizing that it's in the darkness you find your light. In the darkness, you see way more than you do in the light. You need both. You need to feed both wolves. You need to pacify both of them. Oh, it's whatever you feed. Yes, it's great when you're looking at it in a non-dualistic sense. Like, oh, you want to feed the positive wolf because the positive things will happen. But when you neglect that negative wolf, he's a sly mother effer. And he's going to come back and bite you in the ass because you didn't give him some scraps. Feed both. But know which one you're choosing to align with. Odin, I have all the books right there. Odin has memory and thought. Hugin and Munin. Gary and Freki, 2 wolves. He's dualistic because Odin can be an amazing wanderer who gives people advice and takes people to the hall of Valhalla, or he can be a vengeful dick. If you look at the Norse mythology and it's not mythology, if you look at the gods, it's usually a dualistic form of what they are composed of, what the meanings are, fertility and war, right? Freya. It's interesting. Take a look in the mythologies and see the characteristics that each of the gods and goddesses are. And they're dual. We're composed of both. You are the devil in someone's story. I guarantee I'm the devil in someone's story. Multiple people. People can't stand me. They know not. They only perceive what they see with their 2 physical eyes, and they don't see behind me, through me, the light that emanates within my vehicle. There's only judgment. Discernment is a judgment. We still need it in 3rd density. We're still in 3rd density bodies. Many of our consciousness is already way up there. But we're still here embodied. And until our physical vehicle departs this earth, this realm, this code, we got to make the best out of what we have each and every day. And if we continuously focus on the division of the light and not understanding where in the darkness we need to be looking, we're not manifesting the reality that you want. Everybody wants all these fanciful, materialistic things to come into existence. Are you walking the path of God? Go read the Law of One. I might have to go. I know I'm like on volume 3. I have to see where I left off because I can't read that outright. And I was taking notes and then I moved and then life happened. But if I can go back and find the juicy goody nuggets, I will do those videos again. Because the Law of One is extremely important to understanding the polarity, the octaves, the sub-octaves, densities, chakras, and Ra really elaborated on it. Quo is knocking it out of the park. Again, Brian Scott reads a lot of Quo. Quo is a social memory complex composed of individual beings, but speak through as one. Ra is a part of that construct. And the newer stuff that Brian reads from LL Research is fantastic. Linda Good McGillis, she also is incredible wealth of knowledge. I align a lot with her. She could be seen with Alexander Quinn on YouTube. He's amazing. I love him. She's another good person to be watching and listening to. Sometimes I have to listen to her a good 3 to 4 times to really absorb what she is saying. She's like Ashiana Dean and like Brian and like a bunch of other light workers. They already they're way beyond past the veil of forgetting. They already forgot their veil. Sorry, guys. I keep doing that. Something wants to talk through me. It's important that we all start really looking at the construct that we are continuously trying to manifest and asking ourselves, why hasn't things happened? And it's not to say that they won't. It's the manner in which they do. And we have to leave those expectations behind and focus on your everyday life. Kind of when you forget about it, it starts to manifest. Again, I kind of gave up on finding a guy. I was very, very lonely in a lot of ways. And I said to Source and my higher self, well, if that is meant to come into my life, it will. And if it doesn't, I still have to live my life. I still have to do me. I'm detached from the relationship kind of thing. I'm still like, okay, I have work to do, buddy. Like, I'm not going to hang out and watch TV. He's not awake. And he's also not spiritual. But I need that balance. Don't need somebody that's already awake. I don't need somebody that is spiritual. I just need somebody to protect me and to treat me like a human being. Treat me right. That's all I'm looking for. The hardest component is forgetting about it. I said to the universe, if it's meant to be, great. And if it's not meant to be, great. I still have to wake up each and every day and take care of myself and my needs. Every day. That doesn't end. So when you focus on things outside of yourself that you have no control over, is it expending too much energy thinking about it all day long? Is it, and will it manifest for you? Are you going to put the work in to be creative to manifest your life? Are you going to put and walk through the motions of doing so you can create, so you can walk in fulfillment of your mission here on this planet? It's up to you. And that looks different for everybody. Remember, there's a lot of people out there steering you in a wrong way. There's a lot of agendas, and none of them are necessarily bad, good, or indifferent. It's your perception. It's still a source. The AI is of source. It's all of the creative mind. We put this here for ourselves, and each paradigm or agenda is being played out for specific experiences so God can experience itself through others. And whether it be AI, whether it be the black goo, whether it be different reality shifts, whether it be the black hole return, whatever it is that your soul signed to have an experience, that God can sit in your vehicle and experience this code, this game per se, that's their unique individual role. And who are you to judge? put your boundaries up. I don't accept a lot of things in my life because I'm not playing those roles and I don't buy those roles. So I choose to ignore them. That doesn't mean they don't exist, and it doesn't mean they're not there. They are there. God's having his experience through me in a very unique, individualistic way. And that can be said for everybody watching me. When you accept that, when you can go inside and really absorb that fact, you'll be halfway there to walking in neutrality and seeing how we don't need these experiences or these agendas anymore to steer our lives, because you have to get up every day and breathe. If you're not breathing, you're dead. Your physical vehicle, that is. What are you choosing? I choose to live as long as possible. Whenever that time is up, send me home, baby. Wherever that is. I gotta go clear my energy, guys. I am sorry. I'm tired, but that's not yawning. I will shut the video for a yawn. That's just, I gotta go meditate and ground. I did a lot today. I'm catching up. And again, I'm sorry that I haven't put videos up consistently. The newly established boyfriend had surgery because he had an accident and he almost took his pinky off. That was a fun last Monday phone call a week ago. That was the best phone call at 12 o'clock in the morning. It was amazing. I got no sleep because then the next day Megan Walsh was on We Not Me, and I got it had it with that, right? So I've had a really crazy, insane week dealing with somebody. I am just in a month in dating, and then there's complications within that complication. Again, I didn't have expectations, and the boyfriend rang my doorbell to jump my car. I didn't have to go out to search for it. I really didn't even have to go out of my house. It came to me. That's crazy. That shit does not happen to me. Is he perfect? Hell no. Not by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a gentleman. And he has requirements that fit the checklist. But as somebody who's taken care, I took care of both my parents. My mother a lot longer than my father. He didn't live that long. When I was in college, so he wanted me to go to college and not really focus on him. But when I was home, I was taking care of him, and I took care of my mom for 13 years. So taking care of somebody who is a little down and out is duty that I chose to do on the side. So that's my other side mission shit. So I'm taking care of him the best that I can. But today I'm like, I gotta catch up on my life. You can hang out here with your girls, or you can stay home and watch television, because I don't do the television thing. I read books when I'm over his house. He doesn't like it. But I refuse to watch the television unless there's a movie or something I really want to look at disclosure. Anywho, I'm ranting. So yeah, check out the Time Is Now podcast. Corey gives me a shout out. Thank you, Corey. It's my pleasure to just give you something that's a part of my light and my healing onto you, because you're a part of us and we need you. Doing great work, and I'm so happy that you're okay. Check out my website again. If you find me on Facebook, this is probably where I'm going to be posting more of these, the smaller things, but I'm going to have them on my website. Again, everything is through email at the moment. I don't have anybody helping me to do. If I had people buying this off the hook, I need a team of people that run to the post office for me. It's overwhelming at times. So stars, pretty ones, they sparkle, they hang on the tree. Actually, I actually take ornaments, and then I do a lot of my window treatments with the bar, and I put these on the bar to decorate. So again, I could put names and stuff, a marker on here. That's just one thing. I have necklaces and keychains, and I'm playing with hair clips again, but like with feathers. Sort of like this, and that's thanks to Shepherdess, who had sent me some chicken feathers. They're clean, I promise. Being creative as much as possible, and I'm trying to infuse my light in everything that I do to help people protect themselves and the energies that are in around them. So please go support me if you can. I still have yet to find a regular job in the Matrix. Life just keeps left fielding me and being a mirror to reflect if I really healed. So guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I hope to see everybody in the chat on Wednesday. Hopefully nothing comes up that takes me away. And sincerely, guys, do the work and find yourselves. Find the divinity within you. You're going to find a whole plethora of epiphanies starting to happen. They don't happen right away. It's slowly, and each of us code those things in so we're not overwhelmed. So give yourself compassion and grace. You got to live each and every day. So make the best out of it and have the best positive attitude that you can. It's important that we stop looking at everybody as the demons and devils of this world and see it as an experience and move on from it. Understand why it's there and what is it teaching you. Release it and move on. The faster we can do this, the faster the manifestations start coming in. We all want everybody to be okay. That's what's good about all of us. We love humanity. We want everybody to succeed. But everybody literally means everyone. Not just who you choose. Sending each and every one of you light, love, grace, compassion, shielding, and protection. Please be safe, be seen. 2 in a row, baby, in one day. And then hopefully I can get the rest and catch up during this week. So guys, until the next one, be safe, be seen, and have a beautiful evening.